Jaime Ffrench is first on the list this week, formerly committed to Alabama. Breaking news, I don't think it's breaking. It's breaking to me. I didn't realize he had decommitted. So he's now uncommitted. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, he is uncommitted anywhere.
All right, so we got uncommitted Jaime Ffrench, currently the wide receiver 4 in the On3 industry rankings, number 22 player overall. This is a wide receiver who's 6'1", 185, out of the state of Florida, Mandarin High School, and he was committed to Alabama, although not anymore. So this guy had 62, 1247, 14 line as a junior. That's pretty darn good. We really like to see that. And he was just, Mandarin's top receiver, of course, with that line. And he's not an athletic, marvel, I would say. He's kind of one of these guys to me that is really good at being a receiver, which obviously that's good, but he's kind of just like going to be consistent. I think he's a pretty good route runner. I think he's more sneaky than just like going to overwhelm you with athletic ability, but he just looks like he knows how to play the position already. And these are junior clips. So he's got a whole nother year to learn even more. But I kind of envision him as a bit of a possession guy, maybe not necessarily a big play guy, but certainly looks to be a good wide receiver. I'm not, salivating at the thought of him just like absolutely destroying the field in college. In fact, there's a number of plays, even on his highlight film, where, he doesn't break it all the way. And like, I feel like there are other types of receivers who would just like completely break away. He gets caught from behind a couple of times. I don't think he's got that transcendent athletic ability, but he does seem like a good receiver. I think he could probably get some separation with good route running, and just timing and kind of knowing how to play the position. So certainly the jury's not completely out because he's not an athletic specimen. It matters the least to me on wide receiver basis, but I just think his upside might be kind of limited, and he's already dropped a little bit in the rankings. I mean, he was, I think, wide receiver 3, and now he's wide receiver 4 in the last couple of months. So slipping a little bit in the rankings for the industry and for me as well. Like, I don't know where he's going to land right now, but good, maybe not great type of receiver prospect for me and Jaime Ffrench. Matt, what are your thoughts on Ffrench?
Yeah, by the sounds of it, I'm probably a little bit higher on him than you. Way back when we did the 2025 preview show, he did not make my top 5 wide receivers. I think at the moment he probably would now. I think he's extremely refined to the stage. He has fantastic hands. He's probably the best release packages I've seen a receiver in this class. I mean, already has the handwork and everything. It's really just artful out there with him. The stats are incredible, playing against very good Florida competition. By far the top receiver on his team by, I think, like 40, 50 yards per game to like the next best. So he is out there dominating a good level of competition. He just feels like an extremely safe player to me. I don't know if he's going to make my tier 1 necessarily, but I think he's going to grade out very high for me. Like you said, not a guy who's going to light up a combine setting, but he just knows how to play wide receiver. I think that can't get understated.
And, it's the official stance of the official now that we like these types of guys a little bit more than that athletic specimen that you can dream on. But, then when push comes to shove, I feel like it's like, well, he's not that great or athletic, but he's just really good at wide receiver. But didn't we always say that's what we like? So it's kind of this, at least for me, it's like when push comes to shove, I don't want to rank that guy high, but like everything we say is that's the type of guy we like. Kick it over to David. Jaime Ffrench, do you concur with Matt?
Yeah, I concur. So I think boring is better now. I think that's kind of our brand a little bit. It's just very hard to find like freak athletes that are refined. It doesn't. So it's like, well, maybe he's not a freak, but he's pretty refined and he's not a bad athlete. So, I'll take it. He's productive, played good competition. We got to see him against press a little bit. I feel like in Florida they press way more. Their corners are way more aggressive. I don't know. That was kind of refreshing to see. He talked about how he had a nice release, so that's good. think he's just going to be one of these guys where he can play a little inside, a little outside. He'll be good against zone. Kind of can do everything. He's mid-sized possession receiver. Hopefully, gets high volume. Pretty good for fantasy. 58th percentile athlete. Like you know, it's not anything amazing. 20.5 miles per hour. We have a 4.65 40 on him. He's probably going to end up being a little fast. I imagine he'll be like in the 4.5s or whatever. So yeah, I kind of question like his vertical separation, if that's going to like translate going forward. Maybe he's just one of these guys that needs like double moves and stuff to like kind of get open deep. But I thought he had really good sideline awareness, and really good body control and ball skills. Like I think you can see he caught a lot of those balls along the sideline. So I think he's going to be a real good back shoulder type guy too down the field. So I don't know. The first time I watched him, he reminded me of Josiah Trader, which is a guy that I've just shifted my philosophy when it comes to wide receivers. And that was a guy that I thought the same thing last year. I'm like, I like him. I don't love him. But now I'm just like, okay, this is just the type of guy that I think I kind of like. I kind of love. I don't know. I think I love him.
I don't know. I think I love him. If you love what we're doing on the official, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video and keep that momentum going. But you know, I think this is a really good player for me to be bold and say everything we're saying here is what I say when I look at those big athletic guys. I'm like, well, I don't like this anymore. I want the refined guy. But then when I look at the refined guy who doesn't have the athleticism, I get shy about being aggressive there. And so, you know, I need to just put my money where my mouth is, because we always say this. And then I'm like, well, he's not too athletic, so I'm nervous. But this is the kind of guy. And I have to say, I was a little burnt. Andy Jean, who went to Florida, like he's the kind of guy similarly I thought was like refined, good route runner. He maybe just really was below a threshold of athleticism. I think Jaime Ffrench has enough to still win. So really interesting player, kind of a litmus test or maybe a Rorschach test for what we really think. And we'll see what happens with Jaime Ffrench. But I think we're all kind of saying the same thing. He's not going to blow you away, but he's a good receiver, and you should be pretty excited about what he can do in college.